money, finances, how it affects your lifestyle and your life has a big impact on your quality of life. I often talk about I moved to Florida, I uprooted my life and left New Jersey because of the quality of life in Florida with the temperature and the environment. For me, in my opinion, it enhances quality of life. And so money and the way you live because of the amount of money or lack of money you have is part of a quality of life. There's poverty and then there's living cheap. How do you define or separate the two? Well, in the United States, technically, if you make $1,000 or less per month, you're in poverty. I would say you're living cheap if $2,000 a month covers all your expenses, your house, your car, your food, your entertainment. If you're on a budget of $2,000 or less per month and it covers all your expenses, you're living cheap. I think most people are probably living above that. I think probably most people are probably close to $3,000 expenses per month. The average salary in America is around $50,000 to $60,000 a year, which is around $25 per hour. Good to see you, Coconuts. He says workhorse stock got crushed today. Yeah, that stock is very volatile. It goes up and down 10, 20% sometimes per day. Like I said, I feel we're in an inflated economy, with low interest rates, with a stimulus, with DoorDash drivers more concerned about their stock investments than they are about making deliveries. When your spa lady who does your makeup is bragging about buying a pharmaceutical company rather than, upgrading her makeup kit, you're in an economic bubble. Coconuts asked me if I'm feeling okay. Well, I feel a little bit, just a sore throat. Why? Change in temperature. It was like 50 degrees Fahrenheit when I woke up this morning in Florida. So I feel very similar to how it was when I went to New Jersey during the coronavirus, that the change in temperature messes with me. I need it hot. Again, that's back to the quality of life. Now, hopefully I don't have the coronavirus, just like I said that when I went up north. And what I can tell you is this. Money cannot necessarily make you healthier. Okay. Money can make you happier because it's a security, knowing that you have a level of safety. If you don't have money, if you live in poverty, you can still have safety. You can still live in a subsidized house. You could still get Medicaid, which in America is a form of universal health care for the very poor. And you would still have food stamps. You would never starve to death in America. You would never go homeless for long periods of time if you didn't want to. Many people who are homeless, they do not want to go in the system. They do not want to be told what to do, where to live, etc. They want to just be on their own. And I understand that mindset as a nomad himself, but my nomadic experience is not based on poverty. It's based on living cheap to achieve my goals and to live a life on my terms until I'm ready, if I'm ever ready, to lay down roots again. See, when I started the lifestyle to sell my house, to live out of my car and uproot my life to move from New Jersey to Florida, it was based around cutting expenses, living cheap. What is cheap? All your expenses are less than $2,000 a month. What is poverty? You don't even make $1,000 a month. That's the difference. Now, you can go a step beyond that, and you say, well, the average American, 80% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and they only got about $1,000 in savings. I would challenge you, if you really wanted to live below your means and get control of your finances, I would say after you pay your expenses, if you don't clear $1,000, if you don't have an extra $1,000 after you pay your expenses, you're not in poverty, but you're close. Because after you pay for your house, your car, your medical expenses, your phone bill, your gas, your entertainment, do you have $1,000 a month and then you can break that up and allocate some to retirement, some to investment, some to whatever? You know, like if you were the average American and you were taking home $3,000 a month, because that's about what 50 to 60 grand a year will make, you'll take home about $3,000 a month. If you were the average American making $3,000 a month and you were able to live cheap and your housing, your car, all your entertainment, all your expenses are no more than $2,000, now you're left with another surplus of $1,000. You can do whatever you want. And in a year, you would have $12,000 in a savings account. In 2 years, you would have 24, and then you just multiply that. Now, that's with no kids, no spouse. And once you have kids, your poverty risks go up. You know, like I said last night, if you eat past 9 p.m., you are more than likely to be obese. If you have more than 2 kids, you're more than likely in poverty. Now, even 2 kids, you're going to be tight. Children are the most expensive thing you'll ever do. A house is number 2. A car is number 3. There's 3 things. There's 3 things that keep people in poverty: children, house, and a car. Obviously, it's up to you, having unprotected sex, how many children you want to have. It's up to you to pick an apartment, pick a house. Average rent in America is $1,200 per month. Now, you may be able to get a mortgage for the same thing, but then you're going to have home insurance, you're going to have maintenance, you're going to have upkeep, you're going to have liability. Again, if you're in poverty, you're not going to pay $1,200 a month. You're going to pay about 30% of that. You're probably pay about $300 to $400 per month. Subsidized housing is based on your income, and you get a voucher, basically, that the government will subsidize. They'll pay the additional money that you can't afford based on your income through your tax returns. I got a family member right now on it. Okay. So, but poverty is different than living cheap. Okay. And you should identify what class you're in, not to shame yourself, but to say, this is my life. Okay. I'm living in poverty. I'm living cheap. It's like anything in life. Like, if you don't know where you stand, you're delusional. You know, like I had to look in the mirror. I did the whole live feed last night about being overweight. I had to look in the mirror and say, oh shit, I'm obese. I looked at like what weight class is considered obese for my height. And I said, oh shit, I'm obese. You know, some of you may be looking right now and say, oh shit, I'm poor. Yeah, you're poor. Okay. You're not living cheap. You're poor. Okay. Big difference. So guys, is that something you should feel bad about? No, Kathy, it's great to see you, Kathy. I love you. And I was thinking about you all day. I hope you're doing well. And thank you, Coconuts, for the great comments. All right, we're going to go to live feeds, guys. But I just want to bring clarity with specific numbers, a specific lifestyle, on what's poverty and what's living cheap. Okay. And what creates this lifestyle? Our choices. Now, when we're young, our choices are driven by hormones and society normals. You don't get out of poverty unless you're able to escape being led by your hormones and being led by peer pressure. That's what drives most of your decisions between the age of 18 to 35. Hormones and society normals. What are the most important years of a child's life? The age of 7 to 14. Why? Because you don't remember much before 7. And once you hit middle school, that's when peer pressure comes. Once you hit like 10, that's when puberty comes. By the time you're 14, you've selected a group of friends. You selected a mindset. You're going to finish high school like that, and you're going to start your adult life like that. Ages 7 to 14, starting in middle school, is the most important years of your child's life or your life. It formed your life. It formed your friends. It formed your poverty or cheap ass, or it just formed a way of living, a lifestyle. You know, it's very hard to break a lifestyle. It's very hard to break a cycle of poverty, very hard to break a cycle of obesity. Why? Because humans are creatures of habit. Once you are used to spending $500 a month on a car payment, it's a cycle. Once you are used to eating 2 servings of Chick-fil-A, it's a habit. It's a cycle. It's part of your routine. Once you are used to waking up at 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, waking up late, you're used to sleeping late. Breaking a cycle is one of the hardest things every human in this world has to figure out how to do. And obviously, if you were brought up living in poverty or just living cheap, middle class, 80% of Americans, paycheck to paycheck, you're going to be caught in some type of negative cycle. Think about that. If 80%, let's think about this real quick, and we're going to go all live comments. Every night I go live on this channel. You got to think about this. If 80% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, that means only 20% of Americans are not living paycheck to paycheck. That means, are you 20%? Are you rare? Or are you the norm? What is getting out of poverty? It's not being the norm. And what is living cheap? Living cheap is figuring out how you're cutting your expenses and creating a surplus so that you can achieve goals. Now, again, when you're single, you can be as cheap as you want because it's your life. When you have children or pets or a spouse, you don't have the right to be cheap because you forced another child into this world. You better take care of them. You better spoil them. And when you're with a lover, you should take care of them. You should enjoy one another. Don't be cheap and get into a relationship. Don't be cheap and have children. That's a disgrace. Being cheap is for the single person or empty nester because you're fully independent. Only you are responsible for you. See, that's why a single person with no kids has a lot more opportunity to get out of poverty. And that's why a person with a lot of kids with a lot of bills has a cycle of poverty. There's a big difference between living cheap and living in poverty. And just like everything in life, the older you get, the harder it is to reverse a cycle. I woke up in my late 20s, early 30s, and I looked in the mirror and I said, I am like the average American. I'm just about living paycheck to paycheck, maybe a little bit better. Okay. And I said, well, how do I reverse this? Okay, how do I keep more of the money I earn? I tell you, Dave Ramsey helped me a lot. I listened to him. I don't agree with him on everything, but I have to admit that. Gave me some focus and direction with the baby steps. Because there's nothing worse than working and not having surplus to control what you want to do, even if it's to waste the money. Living cheap, you can still waste money. But that's your choice, your money, right? No one should tell you how to spend your money. When you're living in poverty, there's no money to waste. There's barely enough money to get by. So, in my opinion, if you have the physical and mental ability and you don't have kids, there's no reason you should be in poverty. Why? Because you can do DoorDash, make $15 an hour, and if you ain't got no kids, if you don't have no kids, you can do whatever you want. You can live cheap. You can cut your housing expenses. You can cut your car expense. You can change your life. It may take time. But if you're disabled, okay, if you're a senior, if you already have so many kids, you're going to have to make the most of poverty. You're going to have to get subsidized housing or whatever you're going to do. You got to get a cheap car. Maybe you got ride share. Is there any shame in living in poverty? No. It's just what it is. You can live in poverty and be more happy than someone living in wealth. I believe that. I've seen it. Because, guys, really, what are the basic needs of a person? To have a level of safety and shelter, to have a level of money to spend on some frivolous things. And most people can achieve that, even those living in poverty. I know poor people, every day they throw away food. I guarantee you, if you're watching this right now, if you have any honest bone in your body and you're living in poverty, leave me a comment and say, I threw away food today. Most people in America, including those who are in poverty, throw away food. So, if you can have the amount of food you want, you may not have all the toys you want, you're pretty much doing what every human needs to survive. Now, how many toys do you want? What do you want out of life? Okay. Because, if you want something out of life, and you're willing to do something, you're going to be able to get some money. Then you have to figure out, well, then I got to live cheap to sacrifice to get ahead or to get out of a cycle. So the ability to separate the difference between poverty and cheap and the reasons associated with them is one of these moments in your life that you're going to have a conversation with yourself, not with me, because it doesn't, again, everyone's got their own idea of what life is, okay? Like, what I'm doing now, what I've been doing for 4 years living in my car, some people still think I'm nuts, they think I'm this, they think I'm that, and I don't care, just like you shouldn't care, okay? Because my life, and I'm not bothering anyone, so I really don't give a crap what they think. But what I'm sharing with you on my own personal journey is that, money creates a quality of life. Okay. However, most people are going to have the bare essentials. Okay. Few people will have surplus. Only 20% of society will be living in surplus. And most of the people live in paycheck to paychecks by choice. They chose to have unprotected sex. They chose to finance another car. They chose to buy a house before they did a budget. They chose it. Doesn't mean that they're evil, because I was one of those people. It means that you have to be honest with yourself. Are you living in poverty or are you living cheap, and why? I was spared. The biggest thing that I can't take credit for is I was spared with children. Okay. If I had children, I would still be in New Jersey. I would probably not be in poverty, but I would be probably close to the 80%. I'd probably have some surplus, but I would be dredging life. Okay. So everyone who's discouraged, who doesn't have kids, wake up and smile. Well, I got the world by the balls. Now, if you got kids, or if you're empty, or if you have adult kids, you're an empty nester, hey, now it's time to have this conversation with yourself. Are you living cheap or are you living poor? What are the reasons you're living cheap or you're living poor? Because if you're living cheap, there's an intention and there's goals. If you're living poor, there's a disability, or there's an age, or there's a reason. And there's nothing wrong, and there's nothing degrading about either. Because I know great people that are living in poverty, and I know scumbags that are rich, and vice versa. I know scumbags that are poor, and great people that are rich. So I look at the content and character, not the digits in the bank account, but we would be all hypocrites if we said that if we have ability to look at our finances and we don't try to, just like our health, live a better life with better goals, then we're wasting time, wasting life. Hal, great to see you, man. Upscale. All right, we're going to go all live comments, guys. I hope my videos help you in some way. Now it's the time of the feed. We go to each and every live comment from all my members. Thank you to my members. Love to you. Appreciation. Coconuts. Yeah, the temperature drop emojis. He goes, do you have the free COVID testing sites there? I'm sure we do. I probably would not go to them unless I really felt ill and I had an issue. Same thing when I was in New Jersey and I thought I had it. Coconuts. Most people definitely don't have an extra 1K a month. I agree. Right now, if you want to share and you're in the live feed, do you clear an extra $1,000 a month after you pay your expenses? If you don't, you may not be in poverty, but you're not much different. Why? Because if all your debts and obligations and you don't clear an extra $1,000, I think that should be a goal. Now, look, some people don't have financial goals. Some people, not everyone wants to have extreme financial goals. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people just say, look, I just want enough to eat. I want enough to do what I want to do, and I want to be left alone. That's it. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I don't want to belittle people, but I don't want to speak down to myself or others that this is what I think about. Okay. This is what I think about. I think the Federal Reserve is there to help those in poverty, and it is. I think those who have a lot of kids, it's very tough to get out of a cycle. I think those who don't have any kids, it's very easy to live cheap, to get out of debt and go forward. Now, obviously, look, it depends what hole you set yourself in. I was also lucky I didn't pick up college loan debt. I was fortunate there. I still went to trade school, but I went at night and I worked during the day. So I do believe, look, even the government should at least allow that to be bankrupt. Why? Because I think that's just right. You know, all the big guys, they bankrupt. So Let's go back to life comments. Coconuts. Pets are expensive. I agree. If I averaged out, I had a dog for about 10 years. If I averaged out the cost, vet bills, food, toys, everything, I spoiled the dog. Why? Don't be cheap and get a dog. If you tie your dog up to a tree and then you leave for that's a disgrace. Even though dogs do like to be outside, come on. Don't get a dog. But I had a dog, and I probably spent anywhere between $300 to $400 a month on the dog. That's true. Kathy, great to see you again. Having kids is a huge financial burden, the biggest burden. I would never have kids, not for me. You're rich. Okay. Kathy, congratulations, you're rich. Because if you were making $15, $20 an hour, now the biggest expense you got to figure out, I understand that, is housing. Housing is very inflated. Okay. So I don't want to, we'll do videos about housing and what that is. Okay. But again, if the average American makes $3,000 a month, you say, well, I'm not average. All right, well, guys, again, there's below, there's average, and there's above average. So if you're below average, then your chances of being in poverty are closer. You're higher at risk. If you're at average, you can get out of poverty through living on a sacrificed cheap budget. If you're above average, you have more room for buffer. You can make more mistakes. That's how life breaks down. So we can't go back. You say, oh, inspirational nomad, I want to be 6'5". Well, guess what, guys? You can't request that. You say, oh, I want to go back. I want to inherit the money. Guys, no one can request any of this. All you can do is deal with the cards you got and then play them the best you can. Okay. I didn't create the deck. Okay. So I have empathy on, some people got a harder hand than others, but I didn't create the deck. So I can't take, all I can tell you to do is look, is that I'm living cheap. I wouldn't say I'm living in poverty, because I would say my monthly expenses are around $1,500, $1,600 a month. Okay. So I think in poverty, again, you're living on a budget less than $1,000 a month. Okay. So, now I had people comment on some of my videos. They say, oh, you spend too much money on food. I said, I'm not spending too much money on food. I said, I have a surplus at the end of the month. I'm living cheap. I'm not living in poverty. If you're trying to live on the $1,000 a month, yeah, I'm spending too much on food. But there's a difference. And there's not a shame, but there is a difference. You're either living in poverty or you're living cheap. And what is the case? And that way you can at least figure out what you got to do for you. And like I say, look, there's no shame in getting assistance. I'm not the type of person to shame assistance. You got to do what you got to do. And I would if I had to. So you got to look at your circumstance. Coconuts. If you buy a camp lot, there must be a camper shortage since COVID. Camper prices are inflated. House prices are inflated. I heard someone saying Starbucks, they bought a bicycle 2 months ago. Now that bicycle is worth $200 more than when they bought it. Why? Because there's a shortage on bikes. There's a shortage on raw materials in the world. And there's a shortage on labor. Like Howell's in here. Howell is willingly not working. Why? Because there's unemployment. They're going to extend that probably. And there's stimulus. So there's plenty of people who are like Hal that aren't working. So you have less workers and there's less materials, because materials have to be refined and worked on. And usually people working those jobs are on the lower scale, and they're figuring, well, if I'm making close to what I'm making on unemployment, I ain't gonna work. And so now you got a shortage of supply, you got a shortage of cheaper labor. Now you got everything that's already made. It's inflated because they say, well, there's not enough to go around. That's inflation. Am I mad at anyone who wants to get unemployment? No, you pay into the system. Okay. Am I mad? Guys, if we're going to say they're wrong for staying out of work, then we should bring the stock market back down to 18,000. Because before the Federal Reserve said we're going to give the stock market unemployment insurance by backing the bond market, and that's part of the problem too. Like if the stock market was still low based on the current life world circumstance, then the prices wouldn't be inflated. Because you better believe when your DoorDash driver, and I saw a video today, he's not worried about doing a lot of dashes because he's got investments on Robinhood app. and those investments are going up because the Federal Reserve's backing the stock market, then you got inflation. But if his stocks are going down, now he's back to being broke, he's going to be DoorDash. Okay. And if a rich person, okay, if they're seeing Dow at 30,000 and they got a couple million in their 401k or in their investments, do you think they're going to think twice about buying a second home? No, they're going to buy a second home. They're going to give a super chat. Give it $10 super chat. Inflation cometh. Even when sick, you still show up. I do, by the grace of God, and I'm very thankful. I put in the work. You have great work ethic. Well, I'm very grateful. I'm living cheap for a reason. Why I got goals. Now, God forbid, I may die before I reach those goals. What's going to happen to the money in my account? Well, I don't have a will. If my mom's still alive, I'll go to her. If not, you guys can raffle it off. Why? Because I got no kids. Thank you, coconuts. Thank you, coconuts. I appreciate that. What I want to tell you is this, is that, yes, look, if you show up, I don't care if it's Walmart, Wall Street, or Starbucks job. If you show up to your job, okay, and you go, you don't have to go to work, but you go, you're going to get promoted. You're going to get more money. You're going to get more super chats. Why? There is a lot to be said for reliability. There is a lot to be said for being unreliable. And you got to remember, your life is like a car. A car is meant to be driven. Upscales in here is living in Class C. You know what would happen to Upscales Class C if he went to a truck stop, he parked it, and he didn't drive it for a month? It wouldn't start. It wouldn't operate properly. And your life is like that. Now look, again, I shared, when I was working union construction in the beginning of my career, I remember a couple times being on unemployment for 6-8 months. And I got in a cycle. And that's how I got behind at times in debt. And I had a tax lien on my house because I would work for 6 months, then I would stop. And I got caught in this habitual cycle. And I said, you know what? I got to have a conversation with myself. This is not how I want to live. Okay. So I changed my habits. I changed my career. I went into the private sector. Okay. I started getting into maintenance jobs for technology companies. Okay. Your life is only going to change by choice. And you need some luck. You need some grace. No doubt about it. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Coconuts. Let's go back to live comments. Coconuts. Would you buy an RV new or used? Good question. I tend to buy new everything. New car, new RV. Why? Because I think a used vehicle, most of the time you're buying someone else's problems. Not all the time. If you do your research and you get a little bit lucky, I know conventional wisdom says buy cheap. Now, have I ever bought a used car? Yes, my first car was used. And I also drove a hoopty in my late 20s when I was trying to get out of debt. So you have to evaluate your individual circumstance, your current debt levels, your current income, and your current savings account. But I would say I lean towards new or very close to newer. But an RV, I probably will not buy a motorhome before retirement. Why? Because again, I want to have opportunity to DoorDash if I wanted to. I want to keep that supplemental income. I don't want to live in poverty. Guys, you say inspirational nomad. If you got laid off today, what would you do? Would you collect unemployment? No, I wouldn't even worry about Florida unemployment. Why? Because I'd be DoorDashing tomorrow. And I'd be still doing YouTube. Okay. So, for me, I was in a cycle where if I got laid off, I got to collect unemployment. If I get laid off now, guys, DoorDash, YouTube, and apply for probably another career job because I'm not close enough to retirement. I wouldn't even file for unemployment. So, look, you got to, one thing I learned too, when times are good, position yourself for when times may not be good. Because what happens is if you think times will always be good, if you think the stock market always goes up, if you think real estate always goes up, you can go from living good to living close to damn near in poverty. Now, again, there's no guarantee though. Things can go up steadily for long periods of time. And I do balance that thought where you can't live in fear, where some people fear that we're going to have this huge crash and they never do anything. You got to balance it. And you got to, again, you go back to your individual choices for your individual life. I know that's very hard to hear me speak sometimes because everyone automatically assumes I'm talking about them personally and their personal situation, which I am not. Now, I know I mentioned Hal and some others, but I'm just, these are broad references, and I'm also relating to my own life. And my thoughts are never directed to make someone do something. My thoughts are a reflection on what I am seeing, what I've been through, the people in my sphere of conversation, and what I see. That does not mean that, you got to take my word as gospel. Because I'm a firm believer in, look, guys, you don't got to do what I want to do. You got to do you. Now, look, if we can't vibe, we're not going to be doing each other by each other. We got to go separate ways. But I don't want you to feel like you got to live how I dictate. Now, I also don't want to know what you're going to dictate to me. Okay. We got to understand each other. Like, I'm just doing me. I get him. Like, I don't agree with all stuff, but he's just doing what he does. And you got to get to a point where you got enough confidence where you're just doing what you do. And for some people, that's living in poverty. For some people like me, it's living cheap. For some people, it's living high in the hog. I don't look down on any. I don't look down on the poor. I don't look down on the rich. I don't look down on the working class. Why? Because I've been through all those phases. And what I've learned in life is there's some happy people in all those phases. Everything is so individual. Everyone has their own fingerprint that's so unique in the world that you will not be happy living someone else's life. You won't be happy living my life. I won't be, and that's okay. We have to figure out, by getting sparks of inspiration, we have to learn how to start our own engine and then figure out our own life. All right, let's go back to live comments. Thank you. Hal. So to answer your question, coconuts, I'd probably never buy used. Probably not. Unless it was an RV already on the RV lot. Hal. Thank you, brother. Another great chance to get those good vibes. I appreciate that. Brooklyn in the house. Love to you. Love to Brooklyn. What part of Brooklyn are you from? I was talking to a worker today. He lives now in St. Louis. He's from Flatbush. So, what I could tell you is this. When I would walk from the Brooklyn Bridge into Harlem, when I was on my weight loss journey and when I was on just exploring journey, I never spent a dime other than Starbucks. The Starbucks and a train. And I started to realize, I know New York is different now with the coronavirus, but I started to realize in life, I would see especially, in Soho and all, I would see it in a Fifth Avenue. I see a lot of people shopping, spend a lot of money. And I said to myself, and I look like, I just look like a regular person. I don't like a winter jacket almost, and I just had on like, regular clothes, nothing flashy, but nothing like dingy. And I would observe one beautiful thing about New York City, especially before coronavirus, is there's so many different people to observe. And what I would observe is most people throughout their day, it's just about going from one place to another place to spend money. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's what experience do you want to have? And so what I was seeing was that for a lot of people, buying is like overeating. It's that they're buying things to experience something, but I was experiencing stuff and I really wasn't buying much. Okay. And that was one of the moments in my life through observation. And that's what anthropology is, the study of human behavior and study of different cultures. Is that I was learning that whether I was in the Upper East Side of Manhattan or whether I was in Harlem or whether I was in Soho, I was learning that people just spend their money differently. Downtown Manhattan, the Wall Street, the financial district, they wanted the lavish lifestyle. Soho was more about being trendy and, being very suave. Okay. Harlem was more survival, even though at that time, even, like 110th, that was all coming up. It was on the come up. It was a lot of yuppies in I guess that'd be considered lower Harlem. So, but what I experienced through observation was different financial classes of people, including the homeless. I seen the homeless and destitute there, including the very wealthy, including the working class. And I just came to the conclusion that there's a variety of reasons why people are living cheap or living poor or living very wealthy. And some of it we control, but really all we control is what we decide to do and how we live. And I found that very interesting, in one of my couple of years on my journey. So shout out to you, Hal. Coconuts. Having a girlfriend or wife will make you broke, especially if you get divorced. There's no doubt about it. And again, same thing with a boyfriend or a spouse. It doesn't matter the gender. Why? Because some people make the argument that, look, if you get married, you have more money because you combine the incomes. But that's not the case. Why? Because you combine the expenses. Now, look, if both people work and if they share their money and they share every cost of housing and they, very few people are doing that though. Okay. Very few people huddle all their resources, split everything down the middle, and it's a complete unit. Why? Because humans are independent creatures by nature. Okay. And to be together with someone and to be totally in sync and to totally split everything, it's very rare. It can happen. It can happen. But, it's just you have to realize, like, that's very much beating the odds. Ryan Rector, grateful for the game gems. Diamond, stay blessed. Damn it, Ryan. Thank you for all the support, brother. I love you. I appreciate that comment on my video today, too. I'm glad the hardest part of moving video helped you. Keep moving forward. You got one life to live. Make the most of it each day that passes. We don't get it back, okay? So thank you to Ryan. Thank you to Coconuts and Dreams. Thank you both for the generous tips. Thank you, Ryan. Coconuts. Everyone needs side hustles. I definitely agree. If you're not in the wealthy, you need side hustles. I got side hustles. I've been working them for years. Why? So that I got multiple streams. Okay. Now, will I always work them? Probably not. Okay. So, but I have safety and security knowing that I'm not going to be dependent on the Florida unemployment system if I get laid off. Why? I got side hustles. Okay. Or I'm not going to be dependent on, the stimulus. Now, again, if I had to, I would. Again, if you're poor and you're disabled or you're a senior citizen, there's no shame in that. But if you're a healthy mind, body, and soul, and you're hurting yourself. I mean, I've been there. I'm sharing, which I did that at a certain point in my life, so I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I'm also saying, no, at a certain point in my life, I said, I don't want to live like this. I want to control what I can control. Okay. And that's what I did, by the grace of God through hard work. Let's continue to read. Everyone needs side hustles. Like Sam, you got to have 3-4 different ways to have money. I agree. Look, if you want to do investments, that's fine. But keep DoorDash and keep a main job, okay? Coconuts, super chat, brother. You read my mind, man. I got the cough drops right here, brother. So, sugar-free. For all my fat people out there, I did a video yesterday talking about living like a fat person. I got sugar-free. Now, they probably got some type of ad-libs. Damn it, let's take a cough drop break for my brother Coconuts looking out for my health. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Coconuts. Thank you to all my members. Upscale again. Hal, Kathy. We're getting to all live comments, guys. Bear with me. I'm showing up every day 4 years straight. There's this one guy I watch on YouTube once in a while. He lives out of his van. He lives in poverty. But I believe in my spirit, it's no judgment, it's evaluate that he does have some type of mental issue, but he is one of the best car mechanics I've ever seen. He's a way better mechanic than me. So I know that he could get a job at Jiffy Lube or working on cars or something. See, not everyone is built to be a DoorDasher. Not everyone's built to be an IT engineer. Not everyone's built to be a YouTuber. To get out of poverty, okay, and to get to the point where you're living cheap by choice, not by circumstance, you got to look at what you got. So even if you got some type of disability where you're not that best with certain things, there's some people that are great mechanics. You think you can make a lot of money working on cars? Guys, you ever get your car fixed? I just spent $1,000 just to order a part. So, you should shake what your mama gave you. Use the gifts you have to get out of poverty. and live cheap so you can sacrifice to be either wealthier or to be at least have a lifestyle that you create, not that you're subject to. You know, let's take our hydration break, go back, live comments. Coconut says, if everyone threw out their TV and couch, this world would be much more productive. Yeah, but I do believe that it would also be more chaotic. I believe that some people do better and society does better by them being in stable environments. One of the good things about America is its social programs for the poor. Why? Because if you look at third world countries where there are no TVs, there are no electricity, there's more chaos. I think that certain people do better staying at home. I do. I'd be lying if I tell you different. So I don't know what you are. And I'm not talking about you, Coconuts. This is a general statement now. Everyone has to determine, do I do better at home or do I do better out and about? You know, I think everyone's got to be active. I think everyone should try to eat healthy, and be productive in their own way. Like, look, if you're sitting at home and you got nothing to do, I would upload a video about, you know, like I'm not putting her on a spot. I know she's probably embarrassed, but I would do, like, if I was Gail, okay? Gail's a senior citizen. She's probably close to living in poverty, got very low Social Security. She got subsidized housing. What video would I do if I was Gail? I would do a video about how I got subsidized housing. And that's what people want to know. The steps. I don't break down the steps. And then, you know, I would just go from there. I mean, I would use what I had. Okay. I would capitalize off my circumstance in a healthy, legal, safe way. You can be in your house and do something. You know, upscale in his Class C. I would do a video for my Class C. Now, look, some of you say, I don't want to be a YouTuber. It's not worth it. No guarantee of money. That's a fair point. But I'm just trying to say, like, when we talk about how we're going to live financially, we're going back to a time management thing. We're going back to a utilizing what we have. Like I say, if you want to live cheap, why do you got a storage unit? If you got a storage unit, you're not living cheap, you're living in poverty. And if you're living in poverty, why not put that extra $200 a month in your pocket, not in the storage unit pocket? And why don't you sell or throw out the stuff you have? So these are my thoughts on poverty and living cheap. How? Walmart will make you throw away money. I've been there. I would definitely say I've been there. I think about that now. I barely ever go into Walmart. I know my man Upscale loves Walmart. I love you, Upscale. I hate Walmart. You know, like, if I got to get something, I really got to think about what I got to get. Now, I can understand if you're living in a motorhome, you want to buy maybe in bulk and buy cheap. I can understand that. Again, everyone's different. But for me, I buy my food by the day, not by the week. And for me, if I got to get like something like what I had to get yesterday, like eye contact solution, I went into Walgreens. Maybe it's $1 cheaper at Walmart, and sometimes that's not even the case. It ain't worth it. To drive an extra whatever I need to drive, to deal with the traffic, to deal with the people. So, the reason why Walmart's a trap, because it's a store that's got everything in there. I love you, Gail. Never forget that. Yeah, I really do think that if Gail made a video, because this is what people want to know. People don't really want to hear a guy talking about, oh, what's the difference between poor and cheap? Fuck it. You know what people look at a video for? How do I get subsidized housing? And I don't have the experience. Now, I got family members on it, so I know about vouchers. I know, like, they'll go by your income. Like, I got a family member, like, instead of paying $1,000 a month for rent, she pays $300. Okay. But I haven't been through the system. I don't have that experience. If I did, I would upload a video about it. You know, guys, I'll tell you about, you know, I masturbate in a sock. I mean, I don't know how, you know, guys, I share everything. Okay? So, you know, for me, I would use what I had. And I would say, like, one of the reasons I started watching Gail's videos, good to see you, Bryce, is because she had said, like, when she was, I don't know, middle-aged or whatever, she was on disability. She was married. It was a toxic marriage. Like my mom, she was married when they got divorced. My mom was working at ShopRite. She was working at Dairy Queen. She was working minimum wage jobs. The only reason we weren't in poverty is because my mother's father left her a small inheritance. She still had to work minimum wage jobs, but we weren't in poverty. We were still able to stay in the middle class. So I would go back, Gail. You know what I mean? Like when I get lost for a video, I go back and I go to basics. I will go back. I will share my testimony. I will make a separate video on I went from disabled to working to subsidized, whatever. And then I will do the steps of how do you get subsidized housing. You know what I mean? And I will go through all the things. I'll do a tour. Here's a tour of my subsidized apartment. I will capitalize on. You'll be up to 1,000 subscribers no time. You say, why does that matter? Because now she got extra money. And she's giving information that's valuable to society. Double win. Double win. And now guess what, Gail? Every time you buy, like Gail, if you get monetized, that video today you did about toast, that toast is now tax deductible. What does that mean? That means if you get monetized and YouTube pays you $100 a month and you do a video about toast, we'll deduct that off your income. You ain't paying tax on that. Why? Because you're a YouTuber. You better work that tax system like Trump. Okay. I'm trying to, tell you guys, look, this is what it is. All right, let's continue to read. Yeah, but Hal, back to your point. Look, Walmart's a mousetrap, okay? You go into Walmart to get eye contact solution. Next thing you know, you got a toaster, okay? You got a blender, you got a magic bullet, okay? You got a big screen TV, and you went in there for eye contact solution, okay? Guys, you know where I got these cough drops from? Thank you, Coconuts, for the super chat, and thank you, Ryan. You know where I got these from? Walgreens. I paid $2. Now look, you say, well, you could have went to the dollar store. Guys, I mean, come on, guys. Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm all about being cheap. But if $1 makes that much of a difference, you're not living cheap. You're in poverty. Because the poverty is you have no choice. You are subject to a very, very tight amount of basic essentials. Living cheap is choosing. Like, I got to make a choice. Do I want to go to Walgreens, which is right here, easy, or do I want to go to Walmart or Dollar Tree? I got a choice to make. I choose sometimes convenience over money. Sometimes I get coconut shrimp. You know how much that costs? About $10. And that's how some people say you spend too much on food. I try to tell them, I'm not in poverty. I'm living cheap. If I want to have coconut shrimp and celebrate, I'm going to celebrate. I'm not showing up every day with a strep throat, traveling the East Coast, telling you guys all the magical nomad secrets. For nothing. I want to enjoy my life a little bit. Even now, that's why I think about a home base. I say, Sam, are you living out too cheap? Now, I am scared that if I would ever get back in the system, the rug would pull under me. But I think I learned through my youth and my ignorance and my bad decisions, and I take accountability, I've learned better how to live on a budget now. I've learned about showing up consistently and about even if I lose my job, even if YouTube went away. I mean, there's DoorDash. I mean, guys, I would work at Planet Fitness. I would do whatever until I could keep going up. And I'm not going to say I would want to do it, but I would do what I need to do. And now I'm more at peace with that. See, like before you do that, then you don't know if you would do it. I know I would do it now. So now I'm trying to make my life progressively better. I'm trying to retire early, trying to have investments, trying to have side hustles. And I'm trying to mitigate the risk if one of them go bad, that I'm not destitute. I'm trying to stay out of poverty, trying to keep living cheap so I can eventually be, to me, it's not about being wealthy. I just always want to be financially free. Okay. And so I'm trying to give you the rundown of the economics. All right, let's go back to leftovers. I know many people that don't eat leftovers. I don't know anyone that eats everything. Gail, did you throw out some toast today? Did you throw out? I know everyone I threw out some stuff. Okay. I had some chips left at lunch. I threw them out. I had some fixings left in my salad. I threw it out. Now, sometimes I try to feed the birds. I try to feed the squirrels. But, I'm subsidizing the squirrels. Okay. Sometimes I see the squirrels say, come eat the subsidized salad. Come eat this subsidized peanut. Why? Because, guys, I'm Uncle Sam, okay? Coconuts. I think you are very smart. Big business doesn't want us to live the nomad life. I think big business don't mind and big government don't mind as long as you play the game. And I'll play the game as long as it's not totally unfair. And sometimes it gets close to being unfair. But again, I still realize that in a first world country, we have a lot more fair than a lot of other places. So I try not to bitch. Coconuts. The world is run on people buying things they don't need. Yep. And on Dunkin' Donuts. I like Starbucks. I love you, Edith. Kathy. Some people are not qualified to be parents emotionally and financially. There should be a test to pass before being a parent. Well, look, I agree. I think one is, I got a cousin that got about 5 kids, and they all got, 4 of them got major health problems. And I was saying, like, after the second one, like, why is this guy still having kids? Obviously, there's something in the DNA between him and his wife or whatever. Now, his father helped him out financially. So now I understand we can go down a bad road where what are we going to create then all perfect people? I understand that. But look, guys, I was a construction worker. I had to take out a permit to do a renovation. Okay. So if I got to take out a permit to do a renovation, I had to take a drug test for just about every job I've ever had. Okay. So if you're going to you have to do a background check for DoorDash. If you have to do a background check to deliver food, I think you need to do some basic tests to deliver a child. I do. Because look, guys, I often share with you, I was supposed to be an abortion. I'm the third of 3 kids, okay? And to be honest with you, just about every day I wish God would just take me, okay? Now I got good times. I'm living good compared to a lot of people. But I'm like, this is a disaster, okay? So for me, I don't look at someone being told they can't have a kid as a curse. Why? Because look, I think if they're just having a kid to fulfill their own needs, I think that's a curse. You know how many people that are in foster homes, that are in adoption clinics? Why can't we, clear those out? People don't even think about that. Why don't people care about all the people in the foster adoptive system? There's tons of kids that need a place to go, but people don't want to foster another kid. They want their own kid. And so, look, but I understand being young, because when I was young, I had pillow talk with girls like, oh, wouldn't it be wild if you have my kid? And they were like, oh, I'd love to have your kid. You know what I mean? And I remember one time a girl got mad because we were in bed and she was saying something like, oh, what if I got pregnant? I said, that'd be some shit. And she's like, what? I said, never mind. Yeah, I always kind of knew I didn't want kids. Upskill. I'm working in a rich Orthodox Jewish neighborhood. Sometimes I have to knock on their doors and tell them we need to cut off water. If you look in their homes, they don't have a lot of crap. Well, yeah, I mean, I knew some Indian people in the area I grew up in, the same thing. Like, they would come from another country, they would all work, and I'm talking about they would work at gas stations, Dollar Tree, and they would huddle their money together, they'd buy a big house, and they've had no furniture. But it's just, that's how ethnic groups work. Like all the Italians originally, they came from Italy. It's my grandparents. They came from Italy. Okay. They worked basic jobs. They had the mafia, which helped them also like get some pull in society. Okay. And they huddled their resources. They had little Italy, little whatever. And that's an ethnic group stay together for survival, whether it's Puerto Rican, Jewish, Italian, Asian, Indian. That huddling together is just it's a survival mechanism. But what I tell you is, guys, like, you're not going to be my friend just because you're Italian. I'm 100% Italian. You're not going to be my friend because you're this religion or that religion. I cut off Christian people. To me, I was fortunate enough to grow up in an area in New Jersey where it's very diverse. We had just about every race, every religion per se. And sometimes in my adult life, when there's been like contentious issues in society, I think about, my best friend, I had a best friend that was Jewish. I had a best friend that was Haitian. I had an Asian person I knew. I had Indian people I knew. And so I had poor people, rich people, middle-class people. So I had a diverse experience growing up in New Jersey. And then even like, when I got older, doing a lot of stuff in New York. That for me, I never could really go too far down the road of saying, a certain group is a certain way and that's it. It's not the case. It's that generalizations come, some of them have a level of truth. Some of them have, though, reasons of survival or historical reasons of whatever. Like, again, there's a lot of women that still come from a generation where they didn't have equal rights. And even the minorities, that's still cycling through. We're at generations now that the next generations, they're going to be on a lot more even playing field. But, we're only one generation, 2 generations away from a whole different world. And whether it was immigration, whether it was civil rights, economic, and all that plays a part in the economics of society, right? Because like now, when you have different people of diverse backgrounds and economic strongholds in society, the playing field is different than it was, okay? So, so that will progressively get better. Why? Because the more there's intermingling, the less barriers there are. There's still strongholds of people sticking together for certain reasons. But look at Bernie Madoff. Like, a lot of people felt comfortable with him because he was the same religion. He was the same ethnic group, and he scammed them. So what you do learn is, you go all the way back to the Martin Luther King thing. Look, you learn, if you're wise, you learn to measure people on the content or character. And you're going to learn that some poor people aren't nothing. They're bad people. Some are great. Some rich people are bad people. Some rich people are great. And white, black, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, it's all a mixed bag. And they all do have generalizations that some are true, some are not. But it's just part of the way the life is. Let's go back to live comments. Let's go. They do like a nice car and big TV and couch. That's freaking it. Yeah, everyone likes something different. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I like those things at a certain point. I liked a nice car, I liked a big TV, and I liked a couch. So, again, I go back to my own diverse experiences, right? Like, I've lived in a car, I've lived in a house, I've had nice things, I've had no things. And I think that's helped me keep my focus and evaluation on the observation of human nature at a very even, fair mindset where, I just realized that humans are, just trying to beat basic essential urges. We're trying to gain self-control, and we're trying to not let society or our family history form our life, but we're trying to create our own. The problem is, again, most people wake up middle age when they realize this, and they're too far down the hole to crawl back up. So what do you do when you're too down the hole? You say, well, let me get another beer. Let me order another round of Chipotle. Let me fuck it. There is a point in life, and I felt it, that you feel hopeless. And it's like, well, why even bother? It's a tough thing. Tony, $5 super chat. Damn it, Tony, I appreciate that, brother. Tony, I'm trying to survive, man. I'm trying to stay COVID-free. Trying to keep my voice. Shout out to Maryland. Shout out to the crab cakes. For all my big people, Tony gave you a big tip. He said, use mustard when you make crab cakes, not mayo. Why? Because it's a healthier choice. Good job, Tony. Thank you for your gracious tip. Thank you again, Tony. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Coconuts. Thank you to all my members. Let's go back to live comments. How are you today, Tony? Coconuts. If you had 3 kids, well, that's my parents had. My parents had 3 kids. He goes, if you had 3 kids and you lived in New Jersey and in debt, you may have chest pains and stressed all day. That's what my parents had. Being a nomad with no bills, you are stress-free. Pretty much, even though today, there was a moment today where I said, God, just take me. I can't stand this shit. Now, I also had great moments. But as I get older, there's always, usually one moment in the day that I say, God, I'm tired of this. But what I've learned as I get older is that I just let that moment be what it is, and I let it pass, and then I enjoy different moments. If you were saying, Sam, like, I always feel depressed, or I always feel like I hate life, my answer would be, one is I empathize, but I don't try to say that I know exactly what you feel, because we all have different lives. But I think we all share the human experience at a certain level. I would share with you what I've learned is, as I get older, just feel that moment of hating life, of hating God for making this life, and then let it pass, and then be thankful again, because you will, and enjoy yourself again. Like, don't feel because, like, you hate life 1 hour, you have to hate life 24 hours. You can hate life for an hour, but the other 23 hours, maybe they'll be good, or maybe you'll get 2 good hours. So try to make the most of what you have. That's what we're talking about, Tony. I'm good, Sam. Just back from practice. What they say, idle hands are the devil's playground. 100 emoji. Excellent comment. Good comment too, Coconuts. Upscale. I have 500 to 700 extra, but we live an extreme lifestyle. We do an Upscale. I want to commend you because you did it the right way. Look, Upscale, you got a good savings account. You told me that. You got a job and you got an income stream and you got a home on wheels. So you are, even if you want to change your, however you're living cheap. You're not poor. And you've worked for it. You've made some good decisions. I'm sure you got the grace of God. But I'm sure you still curse life. Sometimes someone maybe don't want to answer the door, so whatever. But what I want to encourage you, Upscale, is that I think you did good for yourself, man. Like, I think Gail did good for herself, okay? So whether you're living poverty or whether you're living cheap, I think you can still do good for yourself. I think Gail, I saw Gail, I think she's happy. I think you're happy. Upscale, man, look, I'm sure Gail still hates life sometimes during the day. I'm sure Upscale does. I do. Guys, I'm sure Coconuts does. Everyone does. Hal, Kathy, Tony. So, Bryce, good to see you, man. Ryan. So, it is what it is. Coconuts for showing up. Well, damn it. The one thing you guys gonna learn from this channel is show up. Why? Because you never know when you may get a super chat, man. Thank you, brother. But it's consistently. You gotta do it for 4 years at least. Thank you very much. Coconut's been very gracious to me, brother. I know Tesla took a little hit today. So I appreciate you saying, well, you know what? I'm still up big, man. Thank you, brother. God bless you. Damn it, Biden. Keep those taxes low. I love you, brother. Thank you, man. Let's go back to live comments. Very nice. Coconuts. Sam. When you bring home $3K per month of passive income, ooh, I like that. You get me excited. You get me excited when you talk like that, man. You're talking dirty to me, Coconuts. Coconuts, you talking dirty? I like that. Are you going to retire? Yeah, pretty much. Coconuts. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, let's take a hydration break. Good job, Coconuts. Yeah, I'm good on 3K. But I have to have, here's the key. I got to have 3 years of tax returns showing that that's stable income. I'm not going to be like a makeup artist and say, oh, look at my Robinhood app. I made $3,000 this month. No. I want 3 years of consecutive tax returns showing that that's my net profit at the end of each month. Tony Gilbert, $5 super chat, $5 closer to $3,000 a month. Well, this ain't passive because you guys show up, but I'll take it, damn it. I'm a dividend stock that creates its own dividend. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that, and I'm proud of you, Tony, for showing up today. I'm proud of Tony. He stayed productive. Another thing that you learn from my channel, guys, basic stuff, stay productive, okay? Take time to sleep and everything, but push yourself. Good job, Tony, and thank you very much. Tony, Coconuts, Ryan, thank you, guys. Oh, yeah, and then Coconuts also give me again. He said, even when you're sick, you show up. I'm very grateful. You have great worth, that guy. I'm thankful. That's what's got me ahead. Look, guys, I mean, I've gained a level of knowledge through study and through failure. Because that's how you learn, through study and through failure. Even your investing, you got to learn through failure. Thank you, Tony. Even your investing, everything, your electrician skills, your YouTube skills, you got to learn through failure. I failed my electrical exam 3 times before I passed. But what I want to tell you is, if you don't work, it doesn't matter if you have a master's degree. Why? Because your company needs you to show up more than it needs your degree. Good to see you, Edith. I want you to think about that. Your company needs you to show up more than they need you to show them your degree. So if Edith comes into the car lot tomorrow and she says, look, I just earned a master's degree in business communications, I'm sure her manager will say, well, that's nice. Good job, Edith. You can hang it up in your cubicle. But then if Edith decides to take a week off and there's a rush of psychopaths that come in December because they got a stimulus check, you think the boss is not going to consider firing Edith? Her degree didn't matter. It mattered if she was there. Because that's when your value is evident. When someone has a long day and you show up on a live feed or you show up in the... Guys, it's the reliability that pushes, the consistent reliability that pushes you beyond the credentials and even knowledge. You need those things, but I want to enforce the value, tremendous value, in work ethic. And doesn't mean you have to be in a ditch with a shovel, even though I did that. It means consistency, reliability. Okay. What's the sense of a nice car if you're always on the side of the road? You want a car that's going to get you from A to B. Okay. Never forget it. All right, let's continue reading. Hal. Hal goes, this is sharing about circumstance. I hope you're still in here, Hal. He goes, well, just for now, I want to work. I sense that in you. He goes, to find work now is hard, as well as especially with my limited skills. Well, don't sell yourself short, man. I think you're smart. Then again, I need to put the foot to the pedal. I agree with this. Push yourself a little bit. Because before you know it, unemployment will dry out. Well, even worse, Hal, what's going to happen in Q1 next year, they're going to do another stimulus. So if they extend unemployment another 6 months, which I'm fine with them doing, that may make you even more passive. So just remember, for my younger and middle-aged people, push yourself. If you're a senior or close to retirement, it's time to downshift. You got to look at your age. Starting over in Florida, a.k.a. Emoji Meme, who's traveled from upstate New York. She made a pit stop in South Carolina because she had a car problem. She knows what I'm telling you right now. Emoji Meme, a.k.a. starting over in Florida, she knows about reliability. Why? Because her car broke down in South Carolina. And she wants a reliable car. Why? Because she wants to get to Florida. Let's see, with starting over in Florida, let's see if she got to Florida. Let's see what she's talking about. She goes, good evening, Sam. Hey, Emoji Meme. Man, praise the Lord. Coconuts, all my members, I want you to put the prayer emoji in the live feed. Why? We thank God that Emoji Meme has done two things. One is, thank God she's safely at her destination. Praise the Lord. Number two, and this is very powerful, I want you to acknowledge that Emoji Meme, a.k.a. starting over in Florida, she pushed herself by herself, single female, driving from upstate New York, which is a disaster, all the way to Orlando, Florida, which is a blessing. Not Southeast Florida, but it's better than upstate New York. And there's a lot to be said for the willingness to push yourself beyond your 30-mile radius. Let's see what she got to say. I made it to Orlando and moved into my apartment. Praise the Lord. My furniture will be delivered tomorrow. All right, well, congratulations on that. I hate furniture. Hold on, Emoji Meme, I hate furniture. You say inspirational? No, man, you told me you hate storage units. Well, I hate furniture too. And usually there's a lot of furniture in storage units. All I want to tell you is this. Furniture. Oh, shit. Hold on. $50. Damn it. Damn it, coconuts. Damn it, brother. Thank you, man. That's going to buy a lot of cough drops, man. Damn it, coconuts. Thank you, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. Oh, let's take a coffee drop break, man. I'm getting all excited. Damn it. Damn it, coconuts. I got to get some tax write-offs, man. I got to start deducting this, man. I'm writing off these cough drops. I'm telling you right now, I'm not paying no tax on this. Don't listen to me, I'm paying tax. Don't do me like you did Wesley Snipes. Damn it, they got Wesley Snipes on. Wesley ain't want to pay nothing. I said, Wesley, he didn't want to pay nothing. I'm going to pay something. Don't worry. I'll get some deductions. Thank you, man. That's very gracious of you. Oh, so Emoji Memes, she's waiting for furniture. Now, all I want to tell you, though, Emoji Meme, all kidding aside, is that I'm very proud of you. I'm very grateful that you made it safe. Seriously, not joking. And I think it's a huge win, man. I think it's a huge example that you can change your life. Now, look, there's some things in life we can't change. You know, you can't ask to be 7 feet tall. You can't ask to be beautiful. You can't. All you can do is work with what you got, okay? And so you try to work with what you got, make your life as best as possible, even though there's going to be times where you hate life. And I do believe that the quality of life, some of it, is determined not just by your money, but by where you live. The weather, the culture, the climate. And in my opinion, Emoji Meme, a.k.a. starting over in Orlando, in Florida, excuse me, I think the quality of life in Florida is better, in my opinion, than upstate New York. And I think it matters. And I'm proud of you, period. Okay, good job, Emoji Meme. Thank you for that graciousness. Tony, you know what I tell my band my Voltron speech. What's that? Is that Transformers? You remember Voltron, the robot? Was that from Transformers? The where if one person doesn't show up, you lose no matter what. Try to be like Voltron. I don't remember that. You got to show up or lose. I believe in that. Damn it, Tony. I agree with that, man. Good job, brother. You got to show up, man. Got to. Thank you, Tony. Good comment. Gail, prayer emoji. Gail's doing good for herself, and so is starting over in Florida. I'll tell you right now, I'm very happy for both. I think both of them did good for themselves. I really do. I saw Gail too. I was very proud of her. And I was thinking about starting over in Florida. I'm glad she got there safe, because I thought maybe South Carolina got her. Praise the Lord. Coconuts. Brother, I don't know what to say, but thank you, man. That's all I can say, man, because I want to give you a hug. Okay, why? I'm very grateful. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Thank you for everyone. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, all my members. I don't look past anyone. Thank you. Emoji, no shit. The furniture is rented for $250 a month. Damn, you're living poor. But I appreciate the super chat. They will furnish the entire apartment for $250 a month, though. I'm not buying any more furniture. Well, dang, hold on, emoji mean. We gotta talk about this. $250 a month? I don't know. That sounds like, but let me just say this. Settle in. Here's the good thing about renting. Let's say you rent that furniture or whatever. If you say you don't want it in your budget, I would stop renting. I would go to here's where I would go to Walmart. Here's where I would go to Upscale Go. I would go to Walmart. I would go to Walmart. I would get one recliner, and I would get a twin mattress with some sheets. That's the only furniture a single person needs. Unless starting over in Florida, emoji. Unless you're gonna run your Pampering the Puss company out of your apartment, I will go to Walmart. I'll buy one like $50 recliner, a $100 twin mattress, and I'll throw that. That'd be it. That and toilet paper is all you need. Now, if you got the money and you say inspirational, no man, I'm living cheap. This is still cheap. I say praise the Lord. Either way, I say praise the Lord. Why? Because you're in Orlando. You've reached a goal in your life. You're in Florida. And to be in Florida in December is a blessing from the Almighty Lord. So let's just celebrate Florida tonight. And we're going to have to talk about this $250 for rent and firm, but I'm glad that you're happy. Damn it. Where we at? Tony, that's some good stuff right there. I agree with that. Kathy, I totally agree. Being reliable is key in any space. I agree with that. Sam, keep up the consistent work. Thank you, Kathy. Love and appreciation to you. All my members. Again, Hal. Again, Upscale, Ryan. Gail, Tony. Coconuts. Bryce, I know I missed some of your comments. I see you retracted them, so forgive me for being late on the live chat. But one want to tell you, Bryce, I'm thinking about you too, guys. Prayer emoji for our brother Bryce. Why? I believe he's still in the hospital and still going through some health issues. I thank God that he has an outlet. He can watch YouTube and enjoy himself. But let's not forget, when you're in the hospital, you would say, fuck it, I'll be poor if I could be healthy. I'll never forget that. Look, I don't think anyone wants to be poor. Some people want to live cheap. Okay, I want to live cheap at least to a certain point. But in my experience in life, no one wants to be sick. No one, in my experience. And I think about Bryce in the hospital, and I've been in the hospital. And I said, Bryce, I hope you're still listening. Keep doing what you can to improve. Walk around the hospital hallways. Drink water. And as soon as you can get out of there, brother, try never to go back unless you have to. Love to you, man. I understand exactly what you're going through. I pray for you, man. ESP's in the building. Tony. Tony said, yeah, they did get Wesley on some BS though. Nah, but Wesley was like, he ain't gotta pay taxes. What? See, he should have just did like Trump, like, or whoever, like, get tax deduction. From my understanding of the Wesley Snipes situation, he was a great actor, guys. He was a crossover. He was making big movies, Blade, Passenger 57, all the romance movies. Wesley was big, man. But he wasn't on some like Donald Trump tax evasion, like off write-offs and asset depreciation. He was on some stuff, you just ain't got to pay taxes. Like, nah, Wesley, you got to have tax write-offs, man. I don't know what he was thinking. Damn, son, coconuts balling, coconuts. Elon Musk thanks you. That's what I can tell you. Elon Musk says thank you. I say thank you too. ESP, in 1 year, you will pay damn, ESP breaking it down. She breaking down to 250. Is that how much? Yeah, that's how much she goes in 1 year. You will pay $3,000. Talking about the furniture. For the furniture, you can get used furniture at Salvation Army. I tried to get them my couch. They didn't want to come pick it up. If you just want functional stuff, then you can get rid of it and easily move. It's true. But tonight, good job breaking that down, ESP. But tonight, we're just going to celebrate Emoji Meme, a.k.a. starting over in Florida, being in Florida. Tonight, we're not going to beat her up on the furniture. All we're going to do is celebrate. Okay, celebrate good times. Come on. Okay, so guys, look, when you get to Florida, you don't want to hear all your ungrateful relatives that are mad you left. You don't want to hear them talk about your furniture cost. Don't worry about that. Save that for another day. Today, we're going to celebrate the fact that Emoji Meme reached a milestone. She reached a goal. It is not easy, guys. I didn't realize how hard it was. It is not easy to move. It's not. I did a video today about it. How hard it is to move. From the familiar people, the familiar places. I didn't realize how hard it is. Okay. Emoji Meme. Oh, shit. ESP me. You are absolutely right. But this move has been extremely stressful. I was backing you on that, but ESP, she's my girl too. I wish I had the strength to go shopping. Yeah, I can understand that though. But comfort is most important. I understand it. Emoji Meme, you get a 6-month sabbatical from any criticism. Why? See, this is part of the reason I cut off my father too. I want to share this with you. See, when I sold my house, I was living in my car and I was changing my life. I was getting ready to uproot it and move to Florida. I was scared, guys. I was scared. And you guys know I'm confident. I'm strong-willed. I am. But I'm also human, okay? Because I was like, man, what the fuck am I doing? I'm living in my car. It's still like, wow, I'm living in my car in New Jersey. I don't even know if I'm going to get a job transfer. I don't know what I'm doing. Now, I took the risk because I got no kids. I was just me. Okay. But the last thing I wanted to hear was my father starting to give me shit about, like, what are you doing? And he was starting to do it. And I said, I can't take it. I was scared enough. So why am I saying that? Because I know starting over in Florida, aka Emoji Meme, even though now she made it, she can afford to share some of her privacy because she made it. I know that there's still a lot of, you got to heal. Emoji Meme, I know that you just uprooted your life, and I know there's a wound there. I know that. I've been through it. Guys, I try not to share something I ain't been through, okay? And what I can tell you is I understand, I empathize that even though she willingly moved, okay, and even though she's willingly renting furniture, when we are in a vulnerable situation, I understand sometimes we don't necessarily make a logical or rational decision. That's what I always tell you, like, and even Dave Ramsey says, I agree, don't make a big financial commitment when you're in the middle of a divorce or separation or whatever, or selling. And I made a video, like, when you sell your house, don't buy a house for at least a year because it's like a divorce, in my opinion. And, when you make a big lifestyle change, okay, you don't need to hear a lot of criticisms. You need a lot of support. You need a lot of yes men, okay? I don't want to be a yes man. So, I said, 250, but I also want to understand. I understand. I do understand. All right, let's go back in live comments. Good job, though, on the conversation talking about Tony. I still watch Blade. I wasn't a big Blade fan, but I love Passenger 57. He also did the movie, what was it? Murder at 1600. Remember when Murder at 1600. That was a good Wesley Snipes movie. He did a couple. I forgot. He did a movie with. What was the drug problem girl, Lathan or whatever, the girl from Love and Basketball. He did a romance movie with her when he was like an out-of-work construction worker. I forgot the name of that movie. He did some good movies, but he fell off after the tax thing. ESP, I'm sorry to be a Debbie Down. Nah, you had a good conversation. We just balancing it out. It's a good conversation. It is hard to move. It's very hard. Congratulations on a new life. Amen, says the Yacht Club. Good job, ESP. You did a good job, though. It's a good conversation. Tony, congrats on the move. Praise the Lord. Wish you nothing but success. Yeah, when you're at this stage, celebrate. Emoji meme, I don't know if you got a window in your place, but this is what I want you to do now. I know it's a little cold in Florida tonight, too. Thank God, though, because you get to transition from a cold state to a warm state. And right now it's like 70 degrees as the high, like 50s as the low, at least in South Florida, maybe a different Orlando. But I hope you I hope you can look at a palm tree. And I hope you got a dildo. I hope you got some chocolate and cheese. Because tonight, just do you. Just for the next couple nights, just do you. Tony says, I used to read the Blade comics. Did you? When I didn't read too many comics, but there was a couple years, maybe in my youth, I collected some comic books. I liked the Wolverine. I think Wolverine was my favorite comic book. I didn't really read it, but I like to collect it. That and Batman. I don't know why. And then that was like another thing I wasted money on, collectibles. When I was young, I collected baseball cards and comics just for a short period of time. But I kept them even when I had a house. And then instead of selling them when I have a house, I threw them away. It's probably a couple grand worth of stuff. But too much headache. And I was going through too much. Kathy says, moving is never easy. I think it's one of the hardest things you do in your life. I really do. And that is one of the reasons I adopted a minimalistic lifestyle. Well, that's a good point, Kathy. Because you want to mitigate the risk through mitigating the stuff you have, and allows you to take more risk. Because you got to take a risk to make it to your destiny. Hopeful in California, she moved. She moved from Minnesota, which is just as bad as upstate New York, to California. Now, she did it smart. Why? Because she's got a disabled son. And she looked at the social programs in Florida versus California. And California's got a lot better social programs. So she was very smart. But I know she had to be very scared. She did it, though. She's in California. She's in Bakersfield. Big money. She goes, good to see you, Vicky. I remember Vicky's name, too. She goes, 72 degrees Fahrenheit in Bakersfield. That's a nice area. Tomorrow, and 39 in the frozen Minnesota. I'll tell you right now. Anytime you think Minnesota's better than California, just look at the 10-day forecast. Just look at the environment. Look at your landscaping, Vicky, a.k.a. Hopeful in California. What I can tell you is you did the absolute right thing. I'm very proud of you. I'm praying for you, your son. Keep going forward. When you move, go forward, never go back. As I tell you, good job, Vicky. Love to you and your son. Great to hear from you. And she also tells, I'm so happy we moved. Preach it. Testify. I agree with that. Ryan, coconut sharing the wealth. Well, damn it, we call coconuts the Elon Musk of YouTube, man. Starting over in Florida, she's back again. $4.99. Thank you, ESP. See, starting over here alone, I'm trying to help you out. You over here renting the side chat, you should be a member. You can pay less money. But I'm grateful for the super chat. But I feel like you're renting the side chat. She goes, thank you, ESP and me, and Tony Gilbert. I'm sleeping on the floor tonight. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You say inspirational nomad. Would you rather sleep in your floor, sleep in your car, or sleep in New Jersey on a king mattress? I'll sleep in my car. I'll sleep on the floor in Florida. I'm not mad at that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm happy to be here. Praise the Lord. There's a park outside my window. There you go, with a pond. I'll tell you this. I told the guy I was talking to at work. He's from Flatbush, Brooklyn. He moved to St. Louis. Now, I wouldn't want to live in St. Louis. But I told him, look, bottom line is, in my opinion, you improved your quality of life, even if you don't love St. Louis, in my opinion. So, if you can improve your quality of life, that's a win. And if you got a pond outside your house, that's a win. Fred, what's up, man? Fred and Hal, they both from Brooklyn, too. Hey, Sam, what's up, Fred? Good to see you, brother. Fred, a lot of people moved, man. They get the hell out of there. I ain't mad at that. ESP. At Tony, what do you call a huge... I'm taller than him. Who's that huge? Or close to the same height as who? To me, he was short. Who's huge? Who? Wesley Snipes? I don't know who that. Did I miss a comment? Oh shit! I missed a couple comments. Did I? Let me go back. Kesamu. Oh yeah. ESP says Wesley Snipes hit on me once. No, did he? He goes, he hit on me once when I was in my 20s. Where in Alaska? He's a short dude. There was a movie in Alaska. What movie was he was in Alaska? Damn, it's a small world. Look at Wesley trying to get with ESP. I'm not mad at you. He's short. That's interesting. Bob Wells short too. Tony, no way. He's short. Laughing. How tall is Wesley Snipes? I gotta Google how tall Wesley Snipes is. I gotta see what's going on. Hold on. How tall is Wesley Snipes? We're looking at Google right now. 5'9". That's about average. So, I'm a little bit taller than Wesley Snipes. Oh, shit. I'm having a lot of tax deductions. I'm not going to get caught in that thing. Well, I'm going to deduct those cough drops. I'll tell you that much. Shit. Good job. I didn't know that. That is pretty short. I didn't know he was. I thought, it seems like he's taller. That's interesting. That's a good comment, ESP. I didn't know that. Hal? Yeah, Hal knows. Yeah, Wolverine is the truth. I at least like the comic. The book. I like the colors. I like the just the way it looked. I like the whole aura. It had good energy, in my opinion. Even though it was a little bit it had good energy. Sorry, I missed some of those comments. I got back to him though. Fred, great to see you again. Tony, $5 super chat. Damn it. Damn it, I appreciate that, man. Guys, we're on fire tonight, man. We're going to a whole nother tax bracket, but we ain't paying no taxes. I ain't mad at that. Damn it, Tony. Thank you, brother, for that show of support. Thank you, everyone in here tonight. We're rounding up the crew. Guys, someone tell my accountant, get ready. We got to deduct a lot of stuff this year, man. We're finishing up 2020 strong. So, God willing, I don't die of coronavirus. I got to get a lot of tax deductions, man. Because I gotta make sure I gotta balance the books before the end of the year, guys. Oh shit! Thank you, Tony. Where are we at? Thank you very much. ESP says, oh yeah, this was when she was talking about Wesley Short. I never knew that. Tony, I went to fish at Lake Monteconca. I never heard of that. Where's that at? Fred. It's getting frigid here in NY. Fred, I think hopefully I don't have the COVID. I think that's why I'm sick, brother. Because yesterday I woke up, it was 50 degrees in South Florida. Now it warmed up to about 70, but that's cold. And that change of temperature. Guys, I'm an iguana, okay? When it's cold down here, iguanas fall out the tree in South Florida, okay? Why? Because their blood can't take it, and they freeze up. Guys, I'm not good with 50 degrees, guys. It's good sleeping weather in a car. But don't forget, I threw out all my winter gear. I can go to Walmart and buy some more. But, I got like 2 hoodies and basketball shorts. That's it. And 50 degrees, you need a little bit more than a hoodie. Man. Where are we at? Tony. The Big Show's 7'1". Who's that? And his body's massive. And his hands the size of his head. Who? Now, Wesley's 5'9". Who's that tall? 7'1". I wouldn't want to be 7'1". Why? Because you may make it to the NBA, or you may be like some type of star, like the Undertaker or something, but you're going to have back problems. You're not going to be able to sleep in your vehicle. You're going to have a lot of limitations. To be honest with you, that's too tall. I wouldn't want to be that tall. Like, if you say, Sam, you could have a 20-inch penis and be sad. I wouldn't want... Guys, 20-inch penis, no girl want to have sex with you. So, guys, you want to be, average, a little bit more maybe, here and there. But you don't want to be, like, extreme. Because, guys, what I can tell you is girls don't want too big. They don't want too tall. You got to have some balance, you know what I mean? See, like, that's how I tell my girls out there to get the fake boobs. I don't know, for me, I'd rather just like, I date some girls with itty bitty titties. I'd rather just like a B cup, even A cup, than fake titties. Now, I got some girls want to get with me with fake titties, but it's too big, it's too crazy, okay? So for me, I always tell you guys, unless you have a serious physical, dismemberment, I would just keep your small titties and even your small penis. Why? Guys, you're better off just being natural. In my opinion, do what you want. All right, what were we talking about? How do we get on that subject? Huh, I don't know. Ryan, yeah, Yacht Club got bags, Ryan. I gotta get my account. I think my accountant's on my YouTube channel too. I gotta deduct a lot of shit this year, man. We got some extra side money. I got a good accountant though. Good guy, man, from New Jersey. He's very good. He's a good accountant. I'm not mad at that, Tony. For real, we balling. Oh, we balling. I appreciate that, Tony. Thank you, man. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Coconuts. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Emoji Meme. Thank you, Hopeful in California. Thank you, all my members. Guys, I'm appreciative. Hal, camping in the Catskills. Oof. Now it's like 39 Brick City. Yeah, that's too much. And then when you get the wind in a couple months in January and February, it's a disaster. But, guys, I lived cheap in New Jersey, okay, for 2 years living in my car. Did it suck? To be honest with you, it was tough some nights, but I had such a focus that for me, I wanted to achieve my goal, and it was worth it. So, what I could tell you is when I did videos. If you look at Inspirational Nomad, do a search for Inspirational Nomad layer up, cold in your car. When it's very cold and you're up north, guys, you layer up. You put your long johns on, you put a couple layers. I don't have those. I threw all that stuff out. But when I was living up there, I did it. That's true. Where are we at? Hal says, I'm 6'6". Well, you a good height. A lot of chicks want to get with you, Hal. No wonder you're not working, man. You a damn sex symbol, man. Hal, man. You see, when you like 6'6", you own the world, man. Every girl want to get with you. People back up a little bit because they know, like, you're tall. Like, no matter what, like, don't fuck with them. How, man? Like, that's how. If you got, to me, you would be a manager almost by default. Why? Tall people get more action. It's true. Tall people tend to be more. Yeah, do you guys know there's never been a bald president? There's never been a bald president. Never. Not elected. So, I always tell you guys, shake what your mama gave you. So, if you're a tall dude, just your statue, just your aura gonna get you some extra credit. And you don't take advantage in a mean way, but in a good way. I would say use it, man. Like, if you get your career game on point, Hal, you got your triple threat. If you get your career on point, and you're tall, and you're healthy, the world's your oyster, man. Because a tall, wealthy guy, you got every advantage in the book, man. You know what I mean? Like, you're like the NBA player back in the day in the video games where you create your own player, and he's got every skill. And he's not Michael Jordan because they couldn't use Michael Jordan because of the copyright right. But he's like Michael Jordan on steroids. That's you if you get the job game right. You're unstoppable, man. And then you get mad at your friend like, I can't play with you. You're using an unstoppable guy. You're the unstoppable guy, man. He goes, I'm 6'6". I thought I was average. You're way above average, man. I think that, what's the average height? I'll look it up right now. It's got to be like 5'8", 5'10". What's the average... At least in America, maybe in Asia it's smaller. What's the average height for a man? I'm Googling it right now. 5'6". 5'6" for a male is average. That's in the world. Maybe it's a little bit different in America because the Asian guys are short. So let me look in America. 5'2" for a female, 5'6" for a male in the world. Let's look in the U.S. Yeah, see, in the U.S., the average height for a male is 5'9". See, so the Asian guys, they skewed the average. But if you live in the United States of America, if you're 5'9", Wesley Snipes is 5'9", you're average. If you're 6'6", you're way above average. Yeah, so you're winning with there, man. Good job. Where are we at? Tony, man, thank you again, brother. Thank you for the gracious super chats. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. ESP. I was in college in a different state. What state did you go to college? It wasn't in Alaska. And actors lie, all caps. Well, so I told a girl I was a real estate developer and I was working construction in Tampa, Florida. That's true. I told her that. He goes, on their online profiles. Well, I did that too. I think there was an online profile that was 6'5". I'm not 6'5". I'm just about 6 foot. He's not 5'9". Unless that's with lifts. Well, he probably lied about that too. That's true. We do lie a little bit. Coconuts fire emoji. Thank you, brother. Coconuts for everything. I appreciate that, man. Elon Musk in the building. Starting over in Florida has got rid of her rented furniture and she's become an official member of the yacht club. Why? It's cheaper. For 33 cents a day, you got unlimited live chat access, custom badge, custom emojis, and you can cancel at any time. I would like to see what's in the lease contract of that furniture. I guarantee you can't cancel at any time. So what I can tell you is welcome to one of the smartest financial decisions you ever made in your life, in my opinion, is you become a member to the yacht club. Okay, thank you very much. Let's take a hydration break. Damn it, welcome starting over in Florida. Yeah, guys, with inflation, I don't know any better deal than this membership with the inflation. Because inflation high as hell right now, man. Damn Federal Reserve got us on lean, man. Welcome, starting to employ your house in the building. Tony is in the building. Guys, inflation's out there big time. I gotta take a cough drop break. Kathy says welcome. She laughing, custom only emoji. Starting on floor. Now starting on floor. She just typing shit. Why? She got unlimited access. I ain't mad at that. Yeah, I like unlimited. I like my cell phone plan unlimited. Even when I was really fat, I like to go to buffet. Why? Unlimited. I don't want to be limited. Okay. That's how I feel. All right, look at better live comments. Coconut's fire. Tony. My buddy dated a chick wrestler. She was an insane beauty, hot. Oh, really? Like Nikki Bella? You see Nikki Bella now? Excuse me. And Nikki Bella's already talking about co-parenting, and she wants Artem to get life insurance. She just had a kid, and she already telling like, oh, you gotta get life insurance, and what happens if we break up? What about co-parenting? Guys, the biggest winner with Nikki Bella was John Cena, because I think he dodged a major bullet. I really do. I think Nikki Bella was beautiful. I mean, she's still okay. But look, I think John Cena dodged a big bullet. I ain't gonna lie about that. I ain't gonna lie about it. All right, let's go back live comments. Tony, how 5'11" is the average? Actually, 5'9", man. Can you believe that? I'm above average. Tony, if you're tall, you're getting... Oh, yeah, if you're tall, you're definitely getting coochie. No doubt about it. By default, you just walk in the room. How, and everyone out there, here's the biggest thing I learned as a man, how to give yourself a better chance of getting coochie. Keep your mouth shut. Say a couple things to know that you're listening and that you're attentive and you got a little sense of humor. Then keep your mouth shut. You say inspirational nomad, you do an hour live feed every day. Yeah, because I'm single, I'm masturbating to suck. I don't want to get involved, okay? But guys, if I wanted to be involved, you don't want to be talking about all this stuff. Okay? I got a great personality. I can overcome some. But what I can tell you is the more you talk, the less coochie you get. So you want to be very calculated in how much you talk. Let them think that you're a tall guy that's going to fix their house. Don't tell them you're a tall guy, you waiting for Biden to give you extended unemployment. That's going to stop the cooch. So how, less talking, more cooch. More talking, less cooch. That's how I tell you. Oh, yo, yeah. Yeah, Wesley ain't tell you that. I told you that. That's why Wesley ain't get the coochie. What? You want to know the real reason why Wesley Snipes ain't get the coochie with ESP? He talked too much. Okay? Wesley should have been listening to me. He should have been paying his taxes. He should have did tax deduction. And he should have kept his mouth shut with ESP. May got some cooch. Yeah, it ain't listening. That's all right. Yep. Tony, I'm 6 foot, but I'll play the saxophone. Oh, that's a double win there. Yeah, that's a double win. I agree with that. Welcome again, starting over. Tony, I went to Pittsburgh. It sucked. I've been to Pittsburgh. It's a beautiful city because Pittsburgh, the city, is surrounded by hills, and it's got various bridges connecting the country land of Pennsylvania to the city. It's like a city in the middle of the country. It's very interesting. But it's too cold, it's dark, but it's got a very interesting vibe, but I couldn't do it. Hal says, welcome, starting over in Florida. Kathy, welcome, laughing on the floor emoji, custom. Starting over in Florida. Thanks, Hal, heart emoji. Thanks, Kathy, heart emoji. Coconuts. Welcome, starting over in Florida. Elon Musk in the building. Hal, That walk from Brooklyn Bridge to Harlem is a nice walk. It's beautiful. I recommend it. Now, I took breaks. Take stops. I would stop at Starbucks or something. But I couldn't do it anymore, even in the summer. Why? I'm 40 now. At 35, 33, I could do it. Now I could still do it now, but it would put too much of a demand on my body. And that's why I tell my younger and middle-aged people, work now. Because when you get older, you're not going to be able to work as much as you think you can. Even if you're a high-energy person, I'm a high-energy person. Your body, like Roy Jones Jr. said that after the fight with Tyson. And Roy Jones is what, 51, something like that? Roy Jones Jr. was a class athlete. And he even acknowledged that. So, that's why I tell my younger and middle-aged people, man, get that egg while you can. Because when you old, like, I mean, I'm not going to say, I don't want to say a woman's old, but like Gail's in her older years, you know what makes her happy? Making toast, sitting in her house. That's what make me happy at 70. Guys, if I'm 70 and I'm still doing YouTube, I'm not going to be like wilding out in the streets and left the house. I'm going to probably be somewhere in a motorhome or RV lot, and I'm going to be in my robe. I'm going to be in temperature control. I'm going to be doing some, I have a background. Yeah, I'm going to change up the whole set, just like Joe Rogan did. I'm not going to be in my car in a parking lot. I don't think so. I hope not. We'll see. My life is on, everything in my life is unlimited. Yeah, I like unlimited. I don't like to be limited. I like the movie Limitless. Tony, not Nikki Bella. She was on TNA. Okay. Yeah, Nikki Embry used to look good now. Look at it, you know, not my opinion. I'll start in Northern Florida. Thanks, coconut emoji. Bryce, you're back, man. Shout out to everyone in the hospital. Bryce, I'm praying for you. Let me blow my nose. We're going to read Bryce's comment. See, this is what happens too. You sweat, and it's cold in Florida right now. It's not hot, and this is how you get sick. Look at all the psychopaths. I told you not to go Florida. You're going to get COVID. Relax. They waiting too. I know they wait. That's how I don't give a fuck. Bryce, I'm still here. Getting out Saturday. Praise the Lord. We're going to keep you in prayer, man. I don't wish the hospital on anyone. Even though I did wish death on Trump a little bit. I'm not going to say that I did, but that's fine. She goes, but I'm still here getting out on Saturday. There's a lady, she don't like me. Oh, that ain't good. Keep your mouth shut, man. Don't get in a fight with someone that's got to give you a catheter. Guys, I don't know if you know what a catheter is. A catheter is when, if you can't go to the bathroom by yourself, they got to put a little tube through your penis or through your urethra, and that's how you go to the bathroom because you don't have movement of your bowels. And you don't want to get in an argument with someone who's put in a catheter. You got to let them do what they're going to do. She has short hair with a skull pin. I don't call her out. She may be watching my channel. Yo, Bryce, be careful, man. I don't know who's watching my channel. You know why people told me, like, yeah, I watch the channel. How you know me? Guys, like, sometimes I'm walking around or people know in real life, I saw you last on YouTube. I said, what? I'm thinking, like, no one's watching. Guys, there's people watching. She has short hair with a skull pin. You just called her out. On her name tag. She got the sign death on her name tag. I don't like her, but she's my, I don't know how to say this. Philopsis? I don't know. If she's the one that puts the catheter in you, you better play nice, man. How should I handle it? Keep your mouth shut, brother. I just gave you your full month value, man. How do you handle someone you don't get along with in the hospital? You keep your mouth shut. You can't afford that beef in the hospital? Hell no, guys. You afford that beef like, you in the street, you walking up to Harlem. You don't have to live there. You can't afford that beef in the hospital, man. You ain't getting out. You gotta wait till you get out, man. Don't have beef now. Maria, $5 super chat. Hey, Bruce. I'm awesome. Maria about to break it down. Maria is a lab tech. Thank you, Maria, for the gracious tip. Let's read. She goes, hey, Bruce. I am a lab tech, and I don't know how to say this word. And what is this? Philopony? Sometimes I gotta Google this. I would ask for someone else to draw your blood. Oh, she draws your blood. She got fun in the vein in your arm. She sounds unprofessional. No, I guess this is the person that draws your blood. Let me see if I could Google this. I got copy and paste. I never heard of this. Control C. Philopodus. Must make good money. No, I got the wrong copy and paste. Hold on, guys. We're about to find out what philopathy means. I don't know what that means. I found out a lot tonight. I know Wesley Snipes was 5'9", and we're about to find out what philopathy is. We learned a lot tonight, guys. What a disaster. Why can't I copy and paste? I got to spell it out. Phlet. See, I only have so many tabs. PHL. Hold on, guys. Bear with me. I got to find out what this is. Philopathy. Philopathy, I don't know how I'm saying that, is when someone uses a needle to take blood from a vein. Usually in your arm. You better not have no beef with what you out your mind. That's like beefing with Suge Knight. You out your damn mind, man. Wait till he gets locked up to beef with him. Also called a blood draw or a venipuncture. Yeah, guys, sometimes you gotta let someone bully. Yeah, you gotta keep. You gotta pick and choose your fights. I didn't fight every fight. There's someone out there, you got some stuff. It's an important tool for diagnosing many medical conditions. Usually the blood is sent, basically a blood test. Let's see how much the average salary is. The average salary for a blood taker, oh damn, they ain't getting that much money. They say here, correct me if I'm wrong, Maria, is 23 grand to 35K a year. One that works in a hospital is up to 72 grand a year. So they probably make, I would say a blood drawer that's been on the job for a few years, they probably making about 50 grand, average U.S. salary. And probably some ones that have been there for a while and they're working in some good hospitals, they probably making closer to 70 grand. And some ones that just started, they got like the death symbol, they making like bare minimum. It's like you work your way up. So probably anywhere between 30 to 70 grand, with the average being 50 to 60. Damn, man, we learned a lot tonight in live chat, man. This is a very interesting live chat, man. I thought we were going to talk about being cheap and poor. We talking about a lot more. Let's go back to live comments. Yeah, we talk about Tony, Sam, do you know who Warren Zanon is? No. I just heard about Elizabeth Warren. That's the only one I know. Wasn't she supposed to be Native American? Pocahontas? Nah, I never hear no Warren Zevon. Who's that? Sam, Pittsburgh, racist as hell, bro. Really? I don't know. I walked through. I seen people all different colors, backgrounds, but I don't know. I wasn't there long enough. I only did a couple day trip, so I couldn't tell you. ESP, I'm not that way, ESP. I don't sleep around. I hear you. Yeah, I guarantee you that guy who told you about that Dairy Queen drink, if Ghetto Van Life guy from Canada, if he came down there and said, I'll buy you some sweet Dairy Queen drinks, you give him the puss. He goes, that wasn't a consideration at all for Wesley Snipes. Yeah, you saving it for the diabetes guy in the van in Canada. I know who you like. That's all right. I understand. I'll tell you guys, the big guys get some cooch, man. Because the big guys don't judge you when you overeat. That's true. I agree with that. That was my biggest mistake when I got in shape. Like, girls don't want you to get in too much shape. Why? You put too much pressure on them. They don't want you getting in too much shape. Hal, I'm going to get back in my Instacart. There you go, brother. Get those side hustles going, man. You can make good money. You make $15, $20 an hour minimum, man. Especially in a populated area like Brooklyn. Forget about it. And DoorDash grind, you should, man. And other side hustles, do it, man. I am from New York, where all we know is the hustle. Yeah, I agree. And grind, yep. Definitely out of my character. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too, man. You're a smart guy too, man. I can tell way too. You know what you gotta do, man. You're gonna figure it out, Tony. ESP, I'm with you. I've met a lot of man whores. Well, that was one of my goals, to be called a man whore. I had a Spanish guy from Spain on my YouTube channel. I don't know if he was gay or if he just liked my channel, but he called me a man whore. I said, thank you. Guys, I consider it a compliment if someone calls me a man whore. Thank you. Yeah. Maria, thank you again. Maria's the left. Oh, Maria also gave us a super chat. It's auto-corrected to Bruce. Should be Bryce. Sorry. Damn it, Maria. Thank you. Maria, I hope you're making close to 70K a year. Damn it, shout out to all positive lab techs out there drawing blood. Thank you very much, Maria, for both super chats. Thank you. Bryce, a heart emoji, Maria. Hal, that's a person who draws blood. I didn't know that. Thank you. Yeah, Bryce was laughing good. Laughter's good for the soul. Believe me, you need it. You need all the laughs you can get, man, when you're in the hospital. I understand that. Hal, they make good money. Yeah, we just Googled it. But they ain't make as much money as you think. Like you see Wesley Snipes. Like this is what happens. You see Wesley Snipes in Passenger 57. I'm thinking he like 6'2", 6'3". Come to find out he 5'9". Like you hear like lab technician in a hospital, I'm thinking them 90, 120K a year. They making maybe 40, 50K. So guys, it's like the movie Braveheart. Remember Braveheart when Mel Gibson was playing like that warrior? Everyone thought he was real tall and wild. But when they met him in real life, they found out like he was just a short guy. We're learning a lot tonight, Tony. Damn, I couldn't do that job. I couldn't do it either. And that's all I tell you. I give nurses and all the people that are able to do that, I give them a lot of credit. Because I don't have the stomach for that. I give you a lot of credit. I also give auto mechanics a lot of credit. Because, guys, I don't want to get under a car and start, changing bolts and shit. That's not my thing. Tony, my girlfriend's, she making money. A pharmacist at college makes 42. That's it? I thought pharmacists make big money. Let's Google what the average, she might be underpaid, man. I got to Google what the average pharmacists make. I thought pharmacists definitely make high six figures. Pharmacist salary. Yeah, the average pharmacist, at least that's what it says on the internet. Again, every place is different. The average pharmacist salary is 120K to 150K a year. She getting underpaid, man. Kathy. Lots on fire, so that's a pretty good one. Thank you, Kathy. Laughing on the ground emoji. Tony. Warren Zazan was a musician. Okay, what, jazz musician? ESP. Dairy Queen, yeah. The ESP don't care about Passenger 57. She care about food reviews. I gotta go back in her channel. She did this video about living in a Prius, or why she don't. And the video took place in Dairy Queen. And she started going on and on about this guy, ghetto van guy, talking about like all the food reviews. I'm like, what? And I look at this channel, a big white dude from Canada. I don't even know if he's in the ghetto. It didn't look like the ghetto to me, but I don't know. I don't know Canada. And he's talking about food. He ain't even talking about living in his car. Like, he talking about, I go to Chick-fil-A, I go to Dairy Queen. I'm like, what type of nomad is this? He's obese. That's what I tell you. He shouldn't be called ghetto van life. He should be called obese van life. That's what I tell you. Yeah, it's a disaster. Ghetto van life. Now, I don't agree with that. All right, let's go back to live chat. ESP. Oh, yeah, right there. What do you take me for? Well, a foodie. That's what I'll tell you. A food, and no disrespect, but I know plenty of girls. They're foodies. What does that mean? They don't want dick. They want Dunkin' Donuts. Okay? They want Dairy Queen. Okay? What is a foodie? Do you want dick tonight or do you want Dairy Queen? I'll take Dairy Queen. Am I mad at that? No. Because, guys, I'm a man whore. I'm a capitalist. If you say inspirational no, man, do you want pussy tonight or do you want a super chat? I'll take the super chat. Guys, I'm a capitalist, okay? So, I got to call out this. Bryce, man. Keep the peace, man. Bryce, keep the peace, man. Yeah, coconuts, though. Coconuts gave me an orgasm today. I'm not even gay, but I love money, man. Guys, I'll tell you right now. Your friend love it. Where we at? ESP? I appreciate a lot of YouTubers, Ghetto Van Adventures. Has an interesting story, a fat story. Nah, I saw a couple of his thumbnails, but not for me. But I wasn't impressed. But I love you, ESP. I respect you. Tony? No, you misunderstand. Oh, 42 an hour. That sounds better. Yeah, because if $25 an hour is about 50 grand a year, 42 is about 90K a year, something like that. So that makes sense. Yep. Good job, Tony. You married up. You married rich. I'm not mad at that. Yeah, I like that, Tony. I have a flat P per gig Oh, a flat fee gig. So you charge a flat rate. I agree with that. I don't get paid by the hour. Well, I agree with that. I'd rather be on salary than paid per hour. I agree with that. ESP. I'm laughing out loud. Good laughter is good for the soul. For real here, it's good. You are wrong, Sam. I'm dead right. Guys, you don't laugh at lies. You laugh at truth. That's real. That's why you're laughing. I'm not mad at that. Coconuts, a lot of obesity emojis. Coconuts, give me the money emojis. Make me happy. Yeah, a friend's laughing out loud. Thank you. All right, guys. I got to take a shower, and I got to try to take some more cough drops. I don't want the COVID. Okay. So what I can tell you is this. When you feel sick, you got to get you some NyQuil, some Dayquil, and you got to write this off as a tax deduction. Why? Because you don't want to end up like Wesley Snipes. Guys, I don't want to be the YouTube Wesley Snipes. I want to, I'm trying to get away from taxes. I'm not trying to get in prison for taxes. Shit. Hal, I have a Dodge Journey 2017. Well, that's a new car. I got 2016. I am thinking about living in my car. You could do it. To save and start over. Well, you won't save as much as you think. I think the big value of living in your car is not saving money, it's flexibility. So I think you can save money, but you got to be very diligent. But I think the greatest value of living as a nomad is your wheels. You're living on wheels. And that was the real sales pitch to me, that I could live maybe cheaper and I have extreme flexibility. As soon as I can get to Florida, I'm on wheels. So, you just got to be conscious of that. Let's continue to read his comment. He goes, living in his car, thinking about it to save and start over without showers being on. But yes, that's the thing. In NYC and even in New Jersey when I was there, the gyms don't have the showers open. Yeah, I think the only ones, well, I don't know if the only one's Florida, but there's only some states that have the showers open. When I was in New Jersey, I had to go to truck stops. Where can I go? Truck stops. And you're going to have to pay. Tax deduction, though. But yeah, you got to go truck stops. When I was in New Jersey, they were charging like $12 a shower. Yeah, that's what you got to do. Or a campground. But campgrounds close in October, November, so you have to go truck stop. Tony, yep, I'm married rich. I ain't mad at that. Tony, my girl will be balling. I'm not mad at that. I don't really care about money. I'm not mad at that. Yeah, it's the root of all evil. Well, the uncontrolled lust for it, but so's pussy. Lust. Guys, obesity is one of the 7 deadly sins. What are the 7 deadly sins? Well, one of them is gluttony. What's gluttony? Overeating. So you say, international nomad, I took a vow of poverty because I believe that money is the root of evil. I'm not saying it's you, Tony. I'm trying to give an example. Then you overeat at Chick-fil-A. That's just as evil because gluttony, which is basically overeating, is a sin. Okay? And so if you're too greedy. However, what I always tell you guys, we're all going to need the grace of God. So what I can tell you is I don't overeat, but I like that dollar bill. But I don't do nothing immoral for it. Tony, you can't have a gym without a shower. I agree with that. That's illegal. Well, I agree with that. Or do they have the showers open in Maryland? Tony, yep, Sam, lust is something else. Typo. I got you, brother. I love you, man. Thank you for all your graciousness, Tony. Thank you, everyone. All right, guys, I got to get to sleep, man. And I gotta shower up. I got to clean up. I got to put my clothes on. Because it's cold front in Florida, man. It's like fucking 50 degrees, excuse my language. All right, guys, this was a good live chat. Thank you to everyone. Coconuts, thank you. Maria, thank you. Starting over in Florida, thank you. Welcome again. Live chat, congratulations on getting to Florida. Tony, thank you. Hopeful in California, Vicky, thank you. Ryan, thank you. Tony and Coconuts on fire. All my members in here. Okay, Kathy, Hal, again, Ryan, Upscale, Bright, stay strong in the hospital, Gail, my man Fred, Edith came in on a very short tip. ESP was strong. Tony, everyone, thank you very much for everything. I hope in some way, my videos help you. Thank you, Coconuts, for all those great emojis at the end. And ESP, love to you. I appreciate that, ESP. Hal, drop the mic. Thank you, brother. I appreciate all your comments. All right, guys and girls, it was a good night, man. We learned a lot. It was a lot of fun, man. God bless. Thank you.